Good morning and welcome to the sunny skies of Dubai for the first of its kind, the Dubai Invite, coming to you live on ULTI.TV as the tournament starts, sirens sound. We're all set for our first matchup, the Ultimate Junkies taking on the Kuwait national team. I'm Stefan Rapazzo. And it's my pleasure to have John Kutcher alongside, a local from these parts, well, living here locally from the U.S., joining us in the booth, keeping us up to speed on what's what and who's who in the scene here in Dubai. John, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. All well, thanks. Finally some good weather this morning, getting a bit hot here as we go into the summer months, but great weather for Ultimate this morning and looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're here at Seven Stadium, a beautiful venue. That's used for rugby sevens, but a pleasure to have them allocated for mid-ultimate. Grass, nice, green and soft. Everything set to put into place. Ultimate Junkies. Now, this is a team that is officially from Abu Dhabi, or they are officially Dubai as well?
These ones are Dubai. There's another team from Abu Dhabi, Virtuoso. We'll probably see them later on. But yeah, these are the Dubai team, Ultimate Junkies.
And what do we know about them off the top? How can you kind of give us a small summation?
Absolutely. Now, these guys have been around for quite a long time. They've created a great culture in Dubai. There's a number of Filipino contingent living in Dubai, and they're one of two original teams, Tiki Taka, which you'll see later on as well. Ultimate Junkies maybe came a little bit before them, but they've built a great culture throughout the years, and they're really going strong. It's great to see them out here this morning.
Excellent. You look across the other side, the Kuwait national team in their blues. They're looking good. Love to see national team representation. I get around and see a lot of Ultimate across these seven seas, but never have I crossed the Kuwait national team, so very excited. Do you have any insights on what they've been up to on their way here? Yeah,
this is the first time we'll see the Kuwait national team as a whole. In the past MENA tournaments, they've broken down into 2 or maybe even 3 different teams. So I see them on the pitch now. They're all kind of together in one. So it's great to see all those teams come together for the Dubai Invite and come out and put one strong squad together. So looking forward to seeing what they got to themselves.
Exciting stuff. Of course, roster size. The Kuwait national team's about 15, 16, and Ultimate Junkies nearly, well, not quite doubling them, but a much bigger roster as the Junkies get going, bouncing it to the sideline. Leads up line, that's Salingay. Dishes it off into the handler space. Kapoor, well, there's 3 number 5s on this team, so I got to take my guesses for now. Dump back again. Oh, and a little gust of wind, but right through the receiver's mitts there. Kuwait, that's a good mustache that leads the charge there on Christian Varron. Bounce to the sideline, and the next pass misses potentially the intended receiver, but does get picked up. Varron again with it. Looks, and a unseen chase in the lane there. Couple turns early, Chris.
Just getting the nerves out, it looks like. A couple good passes here and there, bumping back and forth. Hopefully they settle down, and we'll see some really nice Ultimate as we go forward.
Yeah, pretty standard first this early in the game, and not only that, this early in the tournament, really the first game of this Dubai Invite. In white, of course. Again, it's the Ultimate Junkies playing from the far sideline. dump space, one of the aforementioned number 5s. I'm going to go with Kapoor for now. Jezel. Back into the dump space, Kapoor. Leading throw, finds Salingay. Nice quick movement. You do see some of the Filipino influence, most certainly. And it did lead, overshoots, and another chance for that glorious mustache.
It's good to see these guys going back and forth. A nice hard fall point on the first one's always what we want. Tire them out a little bit and see how it goes. Get those nerves out.
They're doing it.
There we go. A little bit of bumping and moving down the pitch now. Good movement now.
Summoning with the offhand is Varon into the dump space. Varon bombs it. That looked like it was catchable, but a little bit of movement, possibly lost in the sun, and Al Saleh can't reel it in. Another chance for the Junkies.
It's ever so slightly windy out here. In Dubai, we typically don't have to deal with a lot of wind, so even the littlest bit sometimes just throws you off until you get adjusted to it. So it's great to see.
And from their own end zone, the area known as Callahan Country to many. Can they get it? Well, that's one way. They pipe the deep shot, and it sticks. Leading throw, can they connect? Back into the big mitts of the 88 shirt, and they're in for the first goal of the game. They do hold. It's a very dirty hold, but it is Mark Storm who did the bulk of the damage there, and I believe it's Bombita Rey with the goal. Is that the 13
That's
shirt?
correct. That is correct.
And they're on the board there eventually. Took them just a bit of time, but they got there.
There's more than one way to do it sometimes, and sometimes you just got to grind it out, put your head down, and keep going as much as you can. So that was a great way to turn back around, and let's see what the Kuwait national team now has on the opposite side.
So Kuwait national team will get to receive a pole, put their O-line on the field. You always wonder how scoreboard logos are wrong. I don't know if I can.
As we sit here, the wind's picking up a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how that develops throughout the day. It's a little bit calmer in the morning, and as we get to the afternoon, it'll be a little bit windier. So interesting to see how these poles come down. Ooh. Well, there we go. Actually, they're adjusting themselves for the ABBA rules. It's actually a female handling pole at this point in time, so they're just going to pull it now on this point.
ABBA rules, of course. That's give us an explanation. Does that mean we got to sing some Swedish pop?
A, B, B, A as it is. So A is the gender to start with. We switch the other dominant gender for the B, B points, and then back to the original gender on the A points. So 4, 3, 3, 4, and we go from there. Nice little snag and a foul call. Sorry, there's a call on the field.
Yeah, it is a foul call.
It is a foul
indeed,
call. Okay.
You're right. Thank you for that explanation. And I thought it was tidy. Here's we're gonna get another look. Let's see if we can give some opinion on this. Here's the throw in the middle.
Ooh, awfully tight.
Yeah, awfully tight. I mean, I think the player for Junkies was in that space first.
I would have to agree with you on that, but it looks like it's contested and gone back. So
yeah.
That's a good, nice conversation to start.
Get things worked out. As I always say, they work them out way better out there than I do with my opinion of what's happening out there. I can't feel anything, so. Zatar gets the disc, and Syed, in fact, leads one over the top.
And it looks like the Junkies are throwing right now a bit of a zone, too, so it'll be good to see.
I mean, part of the namesake, the
There you
Junkies
go.
playing some junk. Chucking some junk up against the Kuwait national team, and that throw was just led too far behind by Omar Ashraf, and now Junkies will pick up and see if they can get on the right foot here. Fan. Ooh, and that one thrown behind. Kuwait, they've got no zone in front of them. They thought about slowing down and then thought the wiser and said, now let's just get on the good foot and go here. There is a deep opening. Ooh, but giving way too much of a chance to the defenders with that floater. And the garbage man comes through and picks it up out of nowhere.
There's a call on the field.
We got a call. I'm not sure I saw the call, but...
Me neither. A little bit late as well, it seemed. But let's see what they talk about here.
El Sayed came out of nowhere. That one looked like everybody had agreed it was a turnover, misread by everyone, and then El Sayed said, no, I'm still in the play here.
Even looking at it from this angle, I didn't even see him come in, so it was quite impressive for him to follow that one up. Never gave up on it.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah, so
here it is again.
Foul contested, it looks like. Back to the thrower, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see how it pans out for a second here.
I think it's going to stay with... Oh, no, you are right. Foul contested. So the foul, but the foul's on the receiving end?
Looks like it.
So it was like a defender calling foul, assuming he was going to be able to get the block or the interception.
Looks like it, yeah.
Huh. Interesting take.
Interesting for sure. I'm sure there'll be quite a few of those interesting takes throughout the day. Just keep an eye on it and see how they develop.
Back into the hands of Omar Ashraf. Set to put this one into play again. It's a second possession on this point, which is the second point of the game. Leading, change of direction, and the chase works. In for the goal. Kuwaiti national team on the board. It's one apiece.
Lovely, lovely follow there. Maybe missed it on the first effort, but never gave up again. Just continued to chase it down and scored that goal there. It was lovely. Really nice job.
Good stuff here. We're off to a flying start. Of course, game regulations, 70-minute games here. If the score line is +3 or more, it's game over. If it's less than 3, you play one more point. It cannot end in a tie. Of course, those rules will change for the final to make sure we have a proper final of this game. The Tiki Taka team has been pulling out all the stops to put this one on. Bringing in sponsors from overseas, Force and Eurodisc. They're the sponsors of the broadcast. Of course, a few other sponsors of the tournament that we'll make mentions of over the course of the weekend, but also bringing in some superstars. They've got some European hotshots they brought in with Daan, Demaree, and Sebastian Rossi joining the ranks of Tiki Taka. So, and of course, it's here at Emirates, 7 Stadium by Emirates, and I know that Emirates have a big part in helping out as well. So we'd love to see it. We'd love to see more. Keep it coming. Keep making great things happen in Ultimate by reaching out.
Yeah, definitely a big shout out to the Tiki Taka team. This week has been fantastic. They've done such a great job, and their community's built such a fantastic organization over the number of years. So well done organizing this first Dubai invite, like you mentioned earlier, and hope to see it very much more often as we go forward. It's really, really well done.
Yeah, I'd love to see this whole complex filled up with fields, because it is a beautiful complex and there's more room. There's definitely space to expand this baby.
Absolutely.
And the long locks and the fisherman's hat of Reg Kapoor take it to the line. Leading throw to Jazil Kapoor. Leads low, great left hand pickup there. Lorien finds a space, a little seam, and Kapoor's there. Leading throw, Kanso, Enzo. Moving on that pivot foot, throws a wobbler, and that baby gets knocked away.
Disc is still wobbling on the ground. There we go. Settled down now. Let's see how the Kuwait national team responds. See if they can get this turn.
Al-Mula on the pickup and moves it immediately to Varon. Varon leads. Nice strong-handed catch by Al-Saleh. Al-Saleh ran out of 2 options, but does have another. That's Al-Khalaf. Fowler to Varon, leading. They are sniffing for that break. Would be the first of the game. Good to take the finger off the trigger. Gets it on the second look. Fowler on the reception, and Kuwait national team with the first break of the game.
Lovely, beautiful, calm Frisbee right there. Nice and easy down the field. A couple of holds to make sure that they got it at the right time, but when they took the opportunity, they made it, and they made it happen. So it was really good to see that.
Yeah, I loved that possession after the turn there. There was calm. Couple stall counts, still moved. They got into 5s and 6s, but never a moment of stress on any of their faces. Calm, waiting for the right options, and never threw anything that had a chance for the defense to get it back.
No, clearly learned from that first point there where there was a couple of turns on both sides, and it was great to see them learning. And the second time they picked it up as a defending unit really made it worth their while and made it count.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say there's nothing worse than getting the defense, going for the turn, and then having to give it over again. And it's just a little extra energy that you don't want to have to expend. So it's really nice to get that goal in there.
Yeah, and now they're on the front foot here with that break in the back pocket. We were on the front foot here, I'll say, when we first got to Dubai our Thursday. Again, Tiki Taka, Yvette, big shout out to Yvette, who runs this tournament, the lead of the tournament organizing committee. There we are. How you doing?
How's it going out there?
Everybody back home. But being on that front foot, we got a wonderful tour of the city. And I made mention that I love to eat, and I got my own YouTube channel, Steph Pato Must Eat. Go check it out, of course. But we got the straight goods, we got the viral Dubai chocolate, we got some of the best gelato in town. We had some local feeds, the falafels and shawarmas, and a wonderful, wonderful day. So I can't say enough about getting to Dubai if you get your chance. I, for one, recommend as a newly landed tourist. Oh, look at that pickup!
Good effort. Looks like it bounced out of his hand as he hit the ground there, unfortunately, but what a great effort to go and lay on that one out.
Oh, I loved the effort. He did get the ground strip. Those ones hurt a lot. And that one, well handled on the second effort. Rodriguez looking to the end zone. Now just jamming it up that jam hole. Floats one. Not run out of real estate there. Varon couldn't make a play at it. Floated out of bounds.
Looks like Ray, who had the first layout, actually ended up getting the disc back in his hands there. So good to see him, just putting his head down and going for it.
Yeah, staying with it. Oh, and bounce, and I like the layout on that. It's one of those things not necessary, but I love the insurance, and it pays dividends. They're back on the board. Isabel Ruiz with the goal, and Kuwait national team pouring it on. 2 breaks in a row, 3-1.
Always catch your defense. I think that was the lesson there. So really nice job by the Kuwaiti national team, and again, shoved it in there, made it happen. So big turn in the points there, 3-1, gives a bit of breathing room. So it'll be good to see how the Ultimate Junkies respond now. Let's see the pressure on and keep going strong here.
Yeah, those are the costly turnovers. Any turnover can be costly. You give away possession. But in your own end, when it bounces off the receiver, a little bit of a receiving error there, and then giving a short field. Love to see the caught D pick up and throw immediately. Defense had no chance to get reorganized, and you see what happens. You get scored upon quickly.
Yeah, and you can see on the sideline there, a couple of the players consoling the one that maybe dropped it. That's always good to see. I love that. Both teams coming over, giving a bit of handshake, saying, good try, and get back out there and do it again. So let's see how they respond.
Fair to always recognize what went wrong, but never need to harp on it. Recognize and address and just keep moving forward from there.
Yeah, and the sideline spirit's always the best part. It's always the best part of Ultimate in general. Everyone's smiling, having a good time. Just getting out there. Everyone's here for some sport, and it's great to see the smiles on the sideline.
Great pull, lands in the back of the end zone, and there are 3 passes in and still in their end zone. That is very much a sign of a good pull. Finally get it out. Storm chucks that one into the guts of Salingay. Now the bomb, and the chase looks good. Nobody else looking except
very nice.
Mr. Reg Kapoor, who had eyes on it from the get-go. That's a hold, a desperately needed one. 3-2, Kuwaiti still leads after the Junkies goal.
It looked like the Junkies were a little bit tired of doing the short little passes and said, you know what, let's just give it a shot. And hey, it worked out. It's good to see that. They picked one of their better receivers. Mr. Reg over there has been a staple in the Ultimate Junkies community for many, many years. And they said, you know what, let's give it to the guy that we know best. And that's exactly what they did there. Let him run it down and straight into the end zone. A little hop on in.
There's another way of doing this. is what they said, is what they assumed. They had, and their short game looks good, but it hasn't been quite clicking the whole way through. And I like to see that when things aren't kind of working, when chips aren't falling your way, you got to give the alternative a try. And right there, the alternative worked for them. That should give them a bit more space next time they get the disc. The defense might guess the deep shot just a bit more. Give them those unders.
Well, let's see how the Kuwaiti team comes through. Have been very soft and quiet and calm so far, so it's really good to see. And let's see if that continues on. Looks like the Junkies are throwing another zone out there, a little junk zone. Maybe it's a bit man-to-man. No, a little bit junky still. It's kind of even hard to see from this perspective, but throwing them up. Oh.
And just going for the deep, and love that bid, but it's still into the hands of Al Sultan. Turns and burns with the forehand in for a goal. No messing around there. Al Sayed with the goal, but I love that deep shot. I can't wait to see it again. To credit, I think it was Al Mula who sent it, but just disregarding dumps, disregarding swings. Now, I'm going to put the bomb down, and that worked like a charm.
To be honest, I hope we see more of it. That was quite fun, a bit exciting down there. Throw it up and see what happens. It was really lovely, and here's the replay here we can see.
Oh, how did that
had
not work?
Wow.
That looked like the defensive hand had all parts of the real estate before the catch chance. That blows me away watching that to see that they did not get the D. But
Al Sultan came up with some really sticky great hands there. That was lovely. Really well done.
We're getting some news in the chats, which we love to see. Continue in the chats, please. But happy birthday to Chris Varon, one of the man with the glorious mustache.
Yeah, Mr. Mustache, number 49.
He's been doing a lot of work, so he's having it's an even better day for him if he's getting to play Ultimate, having a nice game, and it's his cake day. So
absolutely.
Happy birthday to you. Make sure you're all staying in the chats, hitting that like button. If you have not yet subscribed, please join, subscribe, and consider being a patron for all the wonderful work we do here at ULTI.TV.
I gotta say, this is my first time behind the scenes a little bit, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Nice tight crew. It's really amazing to see what you guys are up to here, so really, really well done.
Thank you so much. We'd love to hear it. Love to have new people on board, and yeah, Chris, I asked him if he was, can I tell you a thing or two? And I started giving him the basics. He's like, well, I did read the document he said he sent out. I got that much out, and I was like, then you're ready to go. And he most certainly is. Great to have you out here, Chris.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Here come the Junkies. From the midfield, the huck was low, off one set of hands, almost into the other. Baldostaman had a final chance, but it got knocked away. There's some contact.
A call on the play there.
Was the contact back at the throw then?
Looks like it. Stall out.
Stall
there we
out.
go.
And
disc is back in, moving it downfield after the turn.
Faur to Varon. Centered into the guts, leading throw. Faur crumbles to her knees, but makes sure the right hand comes up with a piece of Eurodisc plastic for the goal.
Well done there. Really, really lovely way to concentrate and make sure that the disc is in the hand before having any fumbles. Great, great turn overall. Some good, hard defense downfield to have the turn on the Junkies and get the stall out. And a good way to hold it and make sure it happens. Looks like there's a timeout being called by the Kuwait team. Not getting too far ahead of themselves, taking a breather, making sure that they're really, really strong here.
Making all the right choices. They're going to take a timeout. We'll take a short break, too, and be back with more action after this. We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my
welcome back to the action here at 7 Stadium. Dubai invite. It's 5-2. Kuwait national team pulling ahead as we get going. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside John Kutcher. And we are settling in here. When's your first game? You got a TBD jersey on? That's your team?
TBD, yeah. We are on next after this game, actually.
Okay.
So, but not on this field, somewhere else, I think.
All right. How's the TBD team makeup? You guys are to be determined or to be Dubai? Does the acronym mean something different?
No. It's a long story that's not so long. Took us about 6 hours to come up with a team name. We never could agree. We said, you know what? We'll put TBD on the jerseys and go from there. So it's been like that ever since.
All right.
The indecision.
I like it. Indecision makes decisions
Absolutely.
sometimes. Leading throw, Kapoor. That's Reg. Love the hair hat combo he's got going on. Good flow, that dude. Reg again, Kapoor. Dump space. That could be Ian Kapoor. Seems the most likely situation. So their brothers or cousins. Deep shot. And just a bit too far.
Looks like they were patient for a while and then couldn't be patient no more and threw it up, and they had a shot at it, just a little bit long. Maybe the wind took it a little bit, but it was a good effort, good look.
Worthy shot for sure. I mean, wide open.
Absolutely.
The shot didn't quite stick, wasn't as accurate as could be, but as a coach, I would happily encourage my players to take that one again and not be deterred by the miss. Inbounded, Al-Mula straight back into the guts. Varone looked for the gainer, but that one gets gobbled up, and there's one Kuwait player who didn't see the turnover and is now injured, calling injury. I don't think anyone on the field recognizes. They're still playing. And finally, but the injury, that was a very odd situation that she kind of got a little bit mixed up, didn't realize the turnover, and as she tried to get back into the play, I think an ankle rolled there, so they'll make the change. That's going to be tough for Kuwait. They're playing with a short roster here, and even just the check back in here, you see, well, she'll have to come back into play from 15, 20, 25 meters away.
At least. Hopefully the player is okay. She's on the sideline now looking like she's doing all right, so let's hopefully that ankle stretches out a little bit before she gets back in.
Oh, and they're giving some benefit of the doubt, which I think is fair.
Yeah, especially after an injury. I mean, she couldn't get back into the play in the first place, so looks like they're discussing it at least, and then they'll make a determination on where it should be. All right, looks like they agreed to let her catch up to the play, which is good spirited in the end of the day.
You see a little bit of the breeze coming. It's a thrower's breeze. It's not wind stricken. We're not fighting the elements here, but it's definitely it's blowing. You got to be sharp enough with these throws. Kapoor, yeah, it is Kapoor. Leads and pops one into the guts. That one for Salingay, and they bring it back to within 2. 5-3, Kuwait still in the lead.
Very well done there to get it back again one more time and take it easy to make sure it's in the end zone. You mentioned the wind there. I will say in Dubai we are not used to playing in any wind. It's usually very calm and obviously quite hot. Just as an example, we went out to Portimao when we were in the beach championships over in October, and man, the wind there was brutal. We struggled mightily. It was a good eye-opening session for us. Good fun, but even the smallest amount of wind around here has a big influence on how things end up going, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right. And the heat, how is that? We get some overseas teams coming in. Most deal with the heat well, maybe not all, but yeah. I mean, you play around here. You guys train in the day often, like weekend days. Like yesterday was 41 degrees. I'll tell you that much.
It's really tough. I mean, all the international tournaments always happen during the summertime, so all of our training leading up to a lot of the international tournaments has to be throughout the day in the summer. We try to get out early, get out 7 to 10 a.m., but even by 10 a.m., I mean, the time now is 8:30, and it's already probably about 32, 33 degrees out.
Yeah.
So it can be a little bit brutal at times, but we had no other option, so you just got to make it work sometimes.
Make it work, deal with the heat. We were thrown the other day wondering even if the humidity and the heat levels would have any impact on the flight of the disc itself. We determined probably not. But we've seen, altitude will have its effects. If the heat is at extreme degrees, surely would have some. Today, we're not going to give the heat any credit for affecting flight, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Working hard against this zone. They've chipped 3 or 4 throws in a small space, about 5 meters, finally swinging it out to stretch the width of the field.
That zone seems to be working for the Junkies on this point, doing what they need to do, making sure that those points are a little bit shorter, making the other team work for it, really work for it, and so far, let's see how it continues.
Al-Khalaf gives and gets back then to Ashraf. Now it's in the middle. Al-Mula. Back to Ashraf. Working it through the hands there. Al-Khalaf. Ooh, and there is the dividends paid from the zone. Make him throw 20 times and your chances of turnover increase.
That was it. That's what they were looking for. Let's see what happens now.
Short fields. They've moved it to within 10 already. Now centering. Will they get the around? Not immediately. Galvez. And the miss when they shoot for goal. So Kuwait will try again, and looks like Junkies are going to go straight back into that junk.
It is what they're known for. It's something that they're familiar with. Oh, and right away, a little bit of turn right off the pole there.
Picked off. Kasebi gets it again. Leads one high, well taken there. Yap. Central. Galvez leads and hits in the corner. That's a goal. That's a break. Derek Wee. And they bring it back to within 1. Nice to see the break back. Got a tight game on our hands.
Yeah, I think that's the first break for the Junkies. I think they have 2 to overcome to get back to where they originally started from. And one at a time. That's just how it is in Ultimate. 1 by 1 by 1. So good to see that. And now let's see if the Kuwaiti team can hold again. Hopefully they can.
Great match. What do you like on the uniform side of things here? I always like to assess the style. And the Kuwaitis in their blues with a little bit of flag color trim. White.
I do like the blue popping, I must say. The Kuwaiti national team, that blue is quite unique. I don't think I've ever seen that quite of a flavorful blue in the Middle East before, so it was good to see that. I enjoy that. The Junkies, they have their logo they've had for many, many years. Classic white uniforms out for now. I think they also have a black and red uniform that they throw on for the other colors. It's always good to see theirs as well. I'm curious to see what the Kuwaiti national team other color may be. Maybe white. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely am with you. It's Kuwaiti. We must have a timeout, but the Junkies are on the line. We'll take a very short break. We'll be back in no time. Don't you go anywhere.
There are so many reasons to outfit your team in Force beyond just looking the part of a champion. Force offers professional design services with their dedicated graphics team. All apparel is produced in France. Force works with a local labour team and their raw materials are sourced in Europe. Force insists on transparency with no hidden fees and international express shipping. Look the part and play the part with Force Sportswear.
With the scoreline 5-4, Kuwait over the Ultimate Junkies. We're back for more action from 7 Stadium. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside John Kutcher, bringing you the action from the Dubai Invite. This, the very first game of the tournament and of any iteration of such a tournament. Varone takes his time and finally moves it along. Al-Mula finds space in the middle. Ladaga to Varone. Backspace, Al-Mula.
Number 5 there for the Junkies, working real hard in the zone.
Chip through again and again. Now they've got space. Faour just outside of the end zone. Varon. Ooh, the low throw can't connect, and a chance to tie the game. Is there an injury? The deep shot's gone in any sense. Is there a chance? Indeed there is! Picked up one hand, Brian Lawrence Espina with the goal. There was an injury. I don't think it affected. Are they still discussing it? They are. There's some hands up in arms, halting things. I definitely saw that injury happen before the throw went off. Did you think it affected the play?
I don't know if he's calling injury, though. It looks like he's maybe calling a foul on the original turn here. But if it is an injury, it definitely didn't affect the play whatsoever. So I'm curious to see what the discussion's all about.
Yeah, there's definitely no foul upon number 24, who appears to be Rashid Al-Saleh. Here it is. He's, there was a throwing error. He went to ground. Maybe he got. Maybe there's a step on there, and that hurts. Cleats to fingers. Oh goodness.
Maybe that's what they're saying, that he couldn't get up in time to defend the throw in that case.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a stretch, to be fair.
Yeah, I think. It's a shame. It sucks when your fingers hurt and you just get stepped on. You assume, hey, well, I'm just getting stepped on. I don't get a chance. But I don't think there was any way that he would have been able to get to his feet and get in front of that throw. I don't want to sell him short for his skills of getting up off the turf, but
I would agree. It looks like the captains are stepping in now to have a bit of a further chat and help sort things out and speed the game up a little bit.
Here's a shot from the wide angle. I mean, he's not far away from where the throw did come from. I mean, that's the one thing.
It's true.
That is possibly going in his favor, but I think that is the right outcome. I hope you get your fingers sorted out. I'm glad they had the chat about it, but that one goes for goal, and I think that's right.
Yeah, it was a good discussion in the end. Let the captain step in, give a bit of perspective, calm the situation down a little bit, and I think, like you said, the right decision was made. Let the teams get back on the line and continue with the game.
Checking in on our chat here. How's everybody doing? He was stepped on. And a lot of people, 70s MLB vibes on the Kuwait jerseys. Love your opinions.
Agree with that. It's a great observation.
And look at this. We're getting some people coming straight off the New Zealand streams, jumping from one continent to the other. Of course, this weekend, the first time in, well, ULTI.TV history, but I believe in the history of any broadcast of Ultimate, that there is streams coming from 3 different continents. We are in New Zealand, we are in Dubai, and we are in France. That one will probably start in another hour or 2. But 3 tournaments, 3 continents, all that action here on ULTI.TV YouTube. So make sure you tune in. We do look like we've got another break in the action. It's 5-5. We'll take a short break here and be back with more just after these words.
Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
So at 5-5, that is the halftime mirrored pulling situation from what we just saw. which will give no change except change of side, but possession will remain the same. Junkies just scored. Junkies will pull, so that is as per normal goal, but they will flip sides here. The wind is going from left to right on your screen, so it is at the back of the Ultimate Junkie, so they will gain that small advantage, but again, it is a gust more than a wind.
Yeah, there's just so open space out here in the 7 Stadium that it leads to a little bit of gusty winds coming here and there, but definitely not a consistent wind like you mentioned earlier. This is the 7 Stadium here. Is the same place they had Ed Sheeran actually play last year. So they use this for multiple purposes. The sevens, rugby, they use it for netball, they use it. We've been able to be lucky enough to use it for Frisbee a little bit here and there, and some pretty big names have come and played here, in fact, as well.
Wow, there's a concert sound check yesterday, so I believe there'll be something on tonight as well. Love that pop over the top, that backhand elevator throw. Al-Mula gets it in the backfield. Kuwait trying to maintain the lead. They've held for the bulk of the game, but that throw's not helping. Now Kanzo goes into the backfield. Kanzo again gives and goes. Kapoor, that's Ian. Kanzo again. Kapoor with the disc. Surveying options almost into the red zone. Low bobbled, great catch. Love that concentration by Jazil. And is it a conversation of
Looked like
contact?
a pick call at that point, but then maybe it was taken away.
Okay. Love that swiping fake at a Kapoor. And we get
this
another.
time a pick call. Yeah.
Kapoor again. Fires! Picked off. Intercepted. Leading throw. Nice. On one knee. Was the knee touching chalk?
Looks like it's in. And they continue.
Playing on. Popped. Al-Mula has been doing a lot of great work in the handling space for Kuwait. Ooh, and that one a little over ambitious and gets smacked away. Foul has been called. Let's see how this one pans out. I thought the throw was behind. Did he have to go through to take it away in completeness? Ooh. Who am I to say if there was contact there, but the line looked as though it was right. If there's contact, that left shoulder perhaps leaning in, the line looked direct enough. I will reiterate that, but I'm not feeling what they are out there.
Contested call back to the thrower and just take it from there. Let's see what happens next.
Dump space, gets a cut. El Sayed leads the throw into the corner and in for goal. Kuwait do capitalize. The turnover does not get credited, and Kuwait maintain their lead. They're up now 6-5 over the Junkies. Benefit of the doubt there. Nobody's out here, trying to get away with plays. That was a close one, a speculative play to be able to keep it, and then Kuwait just says, okay, well, if we're playing, we're going to play as clean and crisp as possible. They find that near corner.
Yeah, look, that's the beauty of Ultimate, right? I mean, if there's a call on the field, the players need to discuss it, and the best thing about it is you can contest, go back, and do it again. So, well done to discuss it. There's always going to be some tricky little calls in every single game. So it was good to see that. Teams both discussing, having a chat, going back, and then holding it and scoring the point, and then right afterwards, both teams getting together, high five, smiles again, and then split and get back on the line. So it was good to see that overall, good spirit. Remind me again, Stefan, was it the Junkies that received the pull first, or was it the Kuwaiti national team?
I think the Junkies received first. Yeah, because in the half, the Junkies just pulled.
That's correct, that's correct. So that means Kuwait is still up one break in that case and holding strong.
Ooh, great pull. Back of the end zone, no first throw availed. A great pull. The swing wide open, and that's a bit of a slow chase there. Gave him a get out of jail free. Leading throw, Storm. Finds center again. Give and go, great speed. Oh, and just a miscaught disc. That one right through the clapping hands. They were on the front foot there otherwise. Veron finds space. Rodriguez. Back to the mustachioed Veron. Hammer! And that one hits right in the breadbasket. Slides into it. Fake spike. And Kuwait go up a double, 7-5.
Some great vision there from Veron. Obviously an awesome hammer. Really, really well done to run onto it. And just right in the breadbasket. Lovely, lovely throw.
Yeah, I mean, there's no throw I like better than a hammer. I am a big hammer fan. As a player, that was I had to force myself to not throw a hammer every throw. And I love nothing more when you see it developing and you're like, that should be a hammer, and they're, you know, they see it the same way, pull it off, pull the trigger, and a beautiful throw. Love the reception. I mean, it wasn't an easy catch. The throw was on maybe a tiny bit low if we're being pedantic. Made the receiver have to go down to ground, and, you know, still a catch that you're supposed to make, but you're supposed to make it by, you know, turning your body into a crumbling receptacle there, and that was exactly what happened.
And in the same breath, it was almost a perfect throw because the defender couldn't get anywhere near it, and it was only the offender that could. So really, really well done in both senses. Amazing. Absolutely great put.
And credit on the receiving end that I don't believe has been given is Agassi D'Souza is the player who found the goal and the other end of the Veron hammer. Veron clearly a leader of this team. He's doing the pulling. He's calling some lines. As these Orange Hornets, we met them yesterday. They've entered the pitch today. So I love my days cruising around continents, covering ultimately the flora and fauna. And I don't know if insects count as fauna. I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah, but you get some very interesting ones. These Orange Hornets, I've never seen the likes of.
Yeah, I don't think they're particularly dangerous by any means. I think they're quite okay.
I let it land on me yesterday, and you know, no panic.
That's good.
And it was cool. Landed and took off again.
There you go.
But they look like they could be menacing.
They look menacing for sure, and they're quite large too, so it's not easy to miss.
Here comes the Junkies. Boom! Right in the lane. Take it away.
Great defense there.
Al-Khalaf, and then they're off and running. Ashraf back to Veron. Low throw in the middle. Rodriguez fires high. Nice strong hands. And we've got hands a waving. Veron's mustache weighed him down and dropped him to the ground. Or maybe something else.
Oh, I mean, it's his birthday. He's getting excited. He was doing a good job running down pitch there. Very, very well done. A little bit of a feet trip up. Good discussion, and they'll continue on from there. Timeout call, it looks like. But I don't know if they get... Well, they only get one timeout per game.
It's one per game, not one per half?
Oh, nope, it is one per half. Sorry, you're right. You are correct. Each team gets one per half. Looks like they're going to use it here while they're right on the goal line.
With that timeout, we're going to take ourselves a short break. We'll be back with more action for the second half. We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc. What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
We are Hive Ultimate, a group of players and coaches from all over the world working together to progress the next generation of Ultimate strategy. We've helped top teams win world championships and new teams introduce the sport in a fun and inclusive way. Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn more about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
Kuwait break cheer out of the timeout. 2-point lead. 47.5 minutes into this one. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside John Kutcher, getting us caught up on the local scene here. Thanks again, John. Great game this one so far.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been really good so far. A lot of turns, a lot of really good Frisbee overall, some nice discussions, good spirit of the game. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of it pans out.
I mean, certainly advantage Kuwait at this stage. 2-point lead with possession about 5 meters away. They're definitely in a situation where they'd want to start counting chickens, but you know, that's the worst thing you can do.
It was good for them to take a timeout, kind of calm themselves down, get very good clarity on what they need to do on this scoring opportunity right here, and let's see how they convert on it.
Checked into play, Al Saleh with the disc. Winding up the forehand, couple fakes, leads and gets that one to Andres Rodriguez for the goal, and that does stretch him back out. Biggest lead of the games of our 3 points. They're up 8-5. Nice finish.
Yeah, good finish, and it looks like they had a bit of a set play there. Understood what they wanted to do for at least the first 2 cuts, which didn't come off, and then made sure there was some space in the end zone for the opportunity for the other one to score. So it was really good.
So there is some chance this could go to points, but they would have to start moving at a pace. 13 is the points cap, and with more than much more than 50% of the time expired and just over 50% of the points expired, you'd think we're going to get to that 70-minute mark, 20 minutes away before they score another 5 goals, but you never know. And who's to say that it's not going to be Ultimate Junkies to score themselves another 8 goals?
I might just start bombing it left and right and going for the end zone, and that way there's not a lot of time taken up in between, so let's see how it progresses as we go here.
How long has Ultimate in Dubai been going? You've been here for more than a decade, you've said.
Yeah, I've been here
years?
for 13 years. So Ultimate in Dubai started as a after-school activity at the American School of Dubai. I would imagine, from my recollection, about 35 years ago.
Okay.
American School of Dubai is the original kind of cornerstone of the Ultimate community here in Dubai. When I started coming to Ultimate about 12 years ago in Dubai, that was kind of the meetup spot. Tuesday nights, Saturday mornings, everyone would get out and play pickup. There was a couple of organized teams, not too many. There was a small league here and there. And then right around the 2015 time, which is when Dubai had the World Championships of Beach, it really added a bit of jolt in the community, and that's really when things started to develop. 2016, we sent a team to London, which was fantastic, and from there, a number of the teams started to build, including the Junkies. Tiki Taka came soon after, TBD in 2018, a number of them after that as well. So yeah, the scene has been building.
Great to see the effects of World Championship hosted and a World Championship played and competed at. Definitely helps with development, and happy to have heard as much. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been fantastic. It's been a good journey. It's a bit of a call on the field. It looked like a foul call from the Junkies. Yeah. Contested.
Which is fair. That's one of those plays, though, where it's like, well, if your thrower didn't float it so much, I wouldn't have even had a chance to foul you. I understand what the call is from Ern Galvez. He felt contact, but that disc was just floating. A bigger fella with potentially better position just went up a little earlier. I accept the call. I think it's a fair and the right call, but that throw just made it impossible to not foul, kinda.
Yeah, if the root cause here is definitely the throw, not the foul itself.
Galvez fires, and that one bobbles away.
Conservation of greatness right there. You know, the disc never lies, as they say.
That's the stuff. My favorite mustache on pitch leads one into the center. Down to ground goes D'Souza. Veron floats a beauty towards the near sideline. Al-Khalaf. The lefty winds up outside in, leading forward. Shot for goal. Veron's there and gets there before the company. 9-5. What a way to make a living.
He was just waiting there as well. He just wanted that disc. He was calling for it a couple of times, and finally the team saw him and just put it right where he was. Perfect.
And so Kuwait are putting the foot down here, capitalizing on that error. You know, quick after the call, a unfortunate error bounces off the hands and straight to turf, and Kuwait really making them pay. They're really looking sharp. And with each new point, they're looking sharper throughout the roster a bit more. Like, the game started and it was maybe Al-Mula and Veron that we were noticing a lot more often. And each new point, it's like, no, this is, everybody's contributing here. They're doing it from top to bottom of this roster. It's great to see.
Yeah, you love to see that. You know, the nerves settle down a little bit of confidence comes into play, which is really important in that first game. And then just really calm offense off of the defensive points, which is really awesome to see. You know, make that turn. And like we said earlier, the worst thing you want is to give it back again, but they're really making those turns and then converting on them in the positive sense.
9-5, Kuwait with the lead. 53 minutes and 40 some odd seconds into this game, the first game of the Dubai Invite, hosted by the Tiki Taka Club.
Yeah, and just to give a bit of maybe background on the Dubai Invite, you know, so many years, probably since about 2016, we've had the MENA Invite. And the MENA Invite started in Oman and Egypt and has traveled around the region a little bit. Qatar last year, Dubai has it a couple of times. And over the last couple of years, there was so much interest where international players were coming and playing for local teams that actually this invite in particular kind of evolved from that situation where we finally saw, wow, there's a bunch of international interest. We want to get some more teams, higher competition in the region. And instead of making it a pure MENA-based tournament, we decided to do a little pick on the field there. Instead of just making it a pure MENA one, which will have the MENA tournament later in the year, and that's kind of reserved for the region and understanding how to grow the community in the region. Tiki Taka had a great idea of opening up the Dubai Invite and getting some more international players in, and it's really been a fantastic event to see the interest, and hopefully, like we said earlier, it can continue along the way.
Yeah, keep growing more, get more countries in. It also splits the season for you. You get one in the back end of the season, one in the front end of the season. He had a second chance. I don't think he realized it. He soccer punted that one up in the air, and it just kept its edge well enough to Mac. But Kuwait gets it back. Chance to double up if they can convert this break. Al-Mula, who's been awesome, fires one to the other side. Ruiz leading throw into the corner, and then Omar Ashraf. They are playing Jam It in the jam hole. They've done it again using that far sideline. Then they hang one up, and Storm says, no chance. I'm playing Burj Khalifa in this battle, and knocks it away.
Two big men going at it there. That was great to see.
Kapoor.
A little bit of walking out there right now. Oh, there we go.
Now they're going to test the towers again. And Storm can't hang on, but does indicate the foul. Hands on haunches while he reflects. Will he accept? Will he contest? Only time will tell now.
It was a quick call. That's a good thing. They didn't really linger about it too long. So let's see how this discussion unfolds. They are almost exactly the same height, which is remarkable for how tall they are. It's really good to see. Same length arms as well.
Al Sultan, great matchup with Mark Storm. Like the Malaysian Petronas Twin Towers out there, those two. tough battle for supremacy. And contested foul will send that back to the thrower.
A lot of discussions, a lot of contests out there. At least the contests are amicable and a good discussion overall, so that's important.
Back into play. Kapoor goes around. Nice throw. Baldastaman. Low, but picked up. And then the bomb. They're tested again. Storm, no doubt about it. On the second time of asking. 10-5. Kuwait pouring it on in the second half.
Yeah, good job there to pick it up. Again, keep calm and then shoot for that long disc one more time. It was a bit of a better disc the second time around. Not so floaty given his off-fender storm there. The opportunity to catch it without the defense bothering too much. Overall, really good put.
Now, the Junkies did have it all the way back to 5-5 at one stage, so it is now 5 unanswered for the Kuwait national team. They have responded since the halftime break and have weathered storms here and there. It hasn't actually seemed like it's been all Kuwait, but it has been.
Yeah,
really
I think,
the long and short of it.
They're taking some advantage of really good opportunities. Like you said, it hasn't been so much that you're just throwing it and scoring every single time. It's just that they're doing some really good defenses, and the defenses, unfortunately for the Junkies, are happening in their side of the field. So it's a really quick pickup, and the Kuwait national team is just making them pay for it. So it's really, really good to see from their side. But like you said, it hasn't felt one-sided as much as maybe the score indicates.
And couple questions in the chat. I think most of it's all being worked out. Thanks for the history lesson that we're getting from John here. I'm very appreciative too, keeping me up to speed right on the first game. But just quick, straight answer: where are the Junkies team from? They are local. They are from here in Dubai. They love the Dubai chocolate, the viral. You've obviously had the Dubai chocolate.
Too
John?
many times, man. It's very, very sweet, but it is really nice. It's good to have once in a while, I would say.
Last night I went to town on it. We had the real deal, the fix that Yvette helped us out. Apple helped us get our hands on, and we got some of the fake stuff too to compare because, well, while you're out, they're pushing it. They're pushing it in the streets.
Everyone's trying to take advantage of the viralness.
Deep shot goes. That one will not get over top of the defender. Led low and through. Kapoor. Ooh, and turned his head upfield. Espina certainly had that one, but was looking to the next receiver before he finished the catching job. Dump space. Varane hangs one up and knee slide there for the goal. That is Faour, who's also had a fabulous game. And 11-6 now. The Kuwaitis, they are really sniffing at that points cap, 2 points away.
We didn't think it was a possibility, but really, really close. And I love the concentration there on the disc. She's done that a couple of times in this game, just making sure she catches it and then goes onto the knees to make sure it's a completed pass. So really, really well done.
The Bruce Springsteen knee slide, as I tend to refer to, but it ages me a little bit. Not everybody knows the boss like they used to.
Well, I'm from New Jersey, so he's a living legend in our parts, if you will.
Indeed he is.
Maybe we'll stick that on the speakers a bit later for our warm-up. It's always a good pump-up song.
Yeah, he's got so many that work.
Oh, man, so good.
Varane with the disc under the armpit there, now pointing off assignments to his teammates.
He's been out there for a lot of points in this first game. It's got some great conditioning. He hasn't even lost a step yet, so let's hopefully that can continue throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah, you love to see it. There were days of my playing days where I would have liked to do that. I could not imagine playing 2 points in a row right now in this heat myself personally, but good on them. These guys are in prime shape. I love to see the evolution of the game of Ultimate itself and seeing how much more athleticism and conditioning are going into it, commitment to conditioning go into being at the top of this game. It really just ups the game in its entirety as that one gets swung across.
I completely agree with you on that.
Bomb deep. Storm looks like there's no chance. He boxes out. Didn't even really need to, but make sure he turned his body. Saw that one right in, and Junkies do get to put another one on the board. 7-10 now. Down a triple with less than 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, it looks like the Junkies finally found a bit of a groove and finding something that works for them. Back-to-back points there to Storm deep in the end zone. But is it going to be too little too late? I guess only the next 8 minutes will tell, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, you mentioned there earlier, it's a warm one out today. I must say that this is probably the first week in the last few weeks that it's been as warm as it is. We've been having discussions the last 2-3 weeks that hopefully the weather is going to stay a bit cool, but I don't think we got quite so lucky today, unfortunately. It is a warm one out here. The summer's starting, but...
Oh, she's hot.
Yeah, it's the thing is, it's not as warm as it's going to be. I mean, this is still quite pleasant for us.
It's early day. It's 9 a.m. here in local time right now. It's only getting hotter.
It is absolutely only getting hotter.
I had that same conversation on our ride in today that, last week was not quite so hot, but, well, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
And, boy, oh boy, yesterday was hot. Today is meant to be pretty identical to what yesterday was. Yesterday we were here doing the setup, and it did touch 41 degrees. So those playing conditions are, you want that deep roster on moments like that. We'll see if Ferran keeps his, 4 out of every 5 points streak going at the midday point.
Yeah. And 41 is still 10 degrees away from where it'll be in the peak summertime. So
really? Jeez.
We're happy about this so far.
It touches 50s here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, God.
It can be brutal.
Oh, that sounds absolutely brutal. I don't know if I would liquefy. Kuwait, and he gives the nod to Khaled, says get going, but it was closer to Faour. In fact, the throw not on, a rare opportunity in the second half for the Junkies to be able to break. Pick up. Kaporka, and they've just given it straight back. A unforced error there gives the short field, and they're going to make him pay. Right, nice throw over the defense into the hands of Al Sultan.
Yeah, just an unforced error there, an unnecessary one from the Junkies. I think maybe just see a couple of heads down. Got to get those heads up. They've played a really good game so far. First game jitters, get them out of the way, and look forward to the next one. Not saying it's over by any means. It's just, they got to get their body language a little bit up, a bit more positive, and then continue on that bit of that momentum. But the Kuwaiti national team is really difficult to defend right now. They're not making very many mistakes. Like you said, that was a very rare opportunity for the Junkies in the second half in particular. But the Kuwaiti team is doing a great job.
We do have one of my favorite score lines right now. It would be a great time for a Slurpee at 7-Eleven. Always open, of course. But Kuwait now definitely seeing that light at the end of the tunnel in more ways than one, with a 4-point lead. Time is on their side, 2 away, points are on their side. They are looking good. It would be a monumentous effort for the Junkies to pull it off at this stage.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. But yeah, let's see how it ends. Let's hope for the best for each team.
Not quite a Slurpee, but we've got a Costa version of a frozen drink over there.
I was going to say, actually, I think Dubai is one of the few countries that doesn't have 7-Elevens. I mean, I need to be a little bit fact-checked on that, but 13 years here, I haven't seen many, or if any. I cannot say.
All over the place. I made that claim that there were none in France, and then I did the research, and there are a few.
I'm going to look it up on my phone right after this now.
And the Junkies playing from their own end. Will they pipe it again? That has worked for them.
Definitely looking for it. Oh, pick called on the field. Don't think it affected the play, but maybe it did. Sorry.
The throw from Galvez was slotted well into the middle, but looks like it'll go back to Galvez. Galvez fires and cannot connect. Bounces off the hands of the receiver. Varon picks up, down to knees, fakes, overshoots, and that one's given straight back. Pick up. Ooh,
he's looking for it. He's looking for it.
But instead goes back. Then goes back into the hands of Galvez, and you hear the time cap. If the Junkies can score, they may extend the game. If Kuwait scores, that will be all over but the crying as far as my assessment of these rules go. Galvez goes to ground. Leads. Going to ground again. Ziza to Galvez. Hammer into the ground.
Oh, bit aggressive there. Just wanted it to get that final point in, but yep, into the ground. A couple of unforced errors here. I think maybe it is, end of the game, that heat's kind of finally taken a toll on the team a little bit on both sides, and that concentration just kind of goes away a bit.
And Rodriguez to Varon. Rashid Varon winds up. He's got Rodriguez. It trailed to the right. He had to readjust, but couldn't quite get there. I don't hate the play for field position either, to be honest.
Yeah, especially with how tired everyone is right now. Trying to kill the point and get it over with. But again, the field position is fine. I think everyone's a bit tired again, and we'll see how the Junkies respond. It's a slow walk to go pick up that disc at the end of this game. Looks like just a normal vertical stack coming out for the Junkies. Let's see how they make it work. Nice early cut. Oh, and there it is. That's the advantage of field position.
Nothing doing. Sometimes hucking pays dividends in different ways than you would expect. Second effort, though. And that one right through the fingertips. That's the sweaty hands, and almost a comedy of errors, but a great pickup there on the low floating disc, or low charging to the ground disc. Now right hand on that one for Derek Wee, led forward to Ziza. Galvez points with the offhand. Why aren't you there?
Directing the team a little bit. He got it to him in the end. Just took an extra pass.
Peralta back to Galvez. Pops one up with the backhand over the defender. Ziza goes into the backfield. Baldostaman throws low, and it's turned. Can Kuwait close the door?
Someone's got to score eventually here, one way or the other. A lot of tired legs out there. You can see it.
Well, you know what everybody wants at this stage? It's a hammer.
Hammer it up. Come on, let's see it. One big time.
Oh, and if there's a hammer, they would have had a better chance on that, I'd say, now that it's at 0. Leading throw. Bit too far. And did she blow a tire there? No, she's okay. You saw Veron wondering. I wonder if he heard something, but
oh, that was a good handshake, and get on with it. Disc is back in.
Unmarked, but unready to throw either. Nothing to throw to now. He gets a cut coming his way. That's Rodriguez. Now big meters taken. Gobbled up, and again, Rashid. There are lots of open players, and that one looks like it's gonna do it!
It's the one. That's the dagger. Nail in the coffin, as they say.
That's the dagger. It sounds like the Kawhi Leonard shot in Game 7. But this here is the Kuwait national team's first game on ULTI.TV, and it aligns well with their first win on ULTI.TV, their first win of the tournament. A wonderful victory for them. Great competition by Ultimate Junkies. Great show of spirit. Great competitive efforts by everybody around. And it has been an absolute slice. Our tournament regulations and time slots do require us to kind of get out of here pretty quickly. But before we do, a big thanks to John Kutcher. Thank you so much. How'd you enjoy your first game in the booth?
Yeah, thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. It's always good to peek behind the curtain a little bit. It's a very difficult job, so really well done on your side and the whole ULTI.TV side. Really amazing, and thank you guys for being here again. We really appreciate it.
Wonderful. We're going to try and headlock him into getting back here as often as we can get him. But until then, and on behalf of John, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm